Dave C, straight from the pit. Dave C here. Thought for today's show, we could talk about these 4 Cobra Vipers that were all released in 1989 that I refer to as Cobra's shock troopers for that year, meaning that they were the 4 most used Cobra Viper soldiers to combat G.I. Joe. They all have different various skill sets and training that would assist them in that. This one here, the first one, is called the Alley Viper, and he is Cobra's urban assault trooper. The next one here is called Heat Viper, and he's Cobra's bazooka man. Night Viper, who's Cobra's night fighter. And the Frag Viper, who is Cobra's grenade viper. So these guys were most often used that year by Cobra to combat G.I. Joe. And I have done reviews on, I think, most of them before. But it's been a while, so I thought I'd take another look at these guys. Alley Viper is one that I remember totally as a kid. In 1989, I got him at a store called Zeller's up here in Canada. A lot of my friends, they made fun of him because of his bright orange coloring and his blue. I remember my cousin Daniel did. He didn't like him either. But there's something about this guy. I think just that he was dubbed the urban assault trooper, meaning that he was like a tactical guy that could kind of be like a SWAT guy for Cobra. Shield there to combat protesters or, thugs or gangs or whatever you have, down in the streets. I just kind of pictured him going in there and kind of kicking some ass, not taking any names, just doing whatever Cobra Commander wants him to do. I really liked his machine gun. As you guys know, I like guns, and when I was a kid, I really looked forward to all the different designs that these figures came with as far as weapons go. And this guy had a really neat machine gun. It was a more modern type automatic assault rifle, kind of a compact, small one. And I liked the look of him. I thought that was the point, maybe, to have him a bright orange, so that he was kind of like, no, I'm here, kind of like a cop. Like, he's not going to let you go through the streets, or he's going to close off, exits or roads and things like that. And maybe that's why they gave him that color, so that you could actually see him. To be the opposite of regular camouflage. There's his accessories there, and there's that shield that's on the artwork. And I imagine that thing would be bulletproof, and he could hold it up there. He's got a little peep sight that you can view through. I always liked the Cobra logo on it when I was younger. And there's that machine gun I was talking about. I like how the magazine goes in the back. It's kind of like a bullpup. And I like that sight on it, the scope. And the front handle, maybe it's got like a laser on it and a flashlight attached to it. A neat little stock sticking out there. And his backpack has like a grappling hook type crossbow. It's got 3 grenades, some mines, and a Cobra logo on the top left. Flipped his card around now, and you can see all the 1989 guys on the back there, as well as 1988. On the bottom, and this one has a Consumers Distributing sticker on there. That's a Canadian store. There's like a catalog store that you go in and fill out a card. You bring it to the front counter after you filled it out, and they would see if they had the toy or item or whatever you wanted that was in the catalog to see if it was in stock, and they'd bring it out. So this guy here was ordered at that facility. So Toronto, Canada. And there's his file card. I'm not going to read it all off. Normally I read them off, but I did a review, so if you guys want to go back and check that review, you can go back and check that. And I think I do read the whole thing off, but I'm not going to do it today. Mark Belbo has a nice write-up in his book about the Alley Viper. It says, Cobra Urban Assault Trooper. It says, one of the most popular Cobra troop builders in the vintage G.I. Joe line. The Alley Vipers are the evil organization's equivalent of the police SWAT unit or British SAS. Special Air Service. They formed the spearhead of Cobra's inner-city invasion forces. And the next one here is a Heat Viper, which is the Cobra bazooka man. Pretty interesting art. And this one, of course, came with the face paint. You can see the advertising on the side there. And I remember seeing those as a kid and having it. It's just a little vial down there. Don't know if you can see it. It's beside the Heat Viper there. I'm lucky enough to have one of these on card, so yeah, there he is there. And this is a Canadian one, of course. You can see the French on it. Yeah, a little bit far-fetched and sci-fi, but a pretty deadly addition to the shock troopers, like I like to call them, for that year. Because now you have a bazooka guy. First you got this guy here. He's got a submachine gun. He's running around the streets with a shield and being like a cop, Cobra cop. And then you've got this guy here that's kind of like heavier artillery for the Cobras. And there's his bazooka there. And you can see it says Fang on the side. Which is pretty interesting because in Bellamo's book, it says that he comes with a Fang bazooka. As it says there. 6 bazooka shells, backpack, hose, eyepiece. And there's all the accessories there with him. I don't have all of them loose here, but I do have them in the package there. You can see his backpack and the hoses in there. And all the little pieces included. And here he is, flipped around, with all the 89 guys on the back, and his file card. Again, I'm not going to read it off. If you want, you can pause it and read it. Here's a better look at his backpack. Kind of a futuristic type backpack. Looks like it's got maybe some missiles, or maybe one missile that can be fired there off the back. I guess anyone's imagination for this is as good as anyone else's. And I remember getting it then, and I had a lot of imagination. Some kind of exhaust port, maybe. And these are the little missiles that always go missing. They go on his feet on the bottom there, on those little pegs. Can take a look at one of them, a little bit better look. It's got like half a face shield, kind of like a Viper type mask, but only half. You can see where the air hose goes in that pin there. It's got orange and purple coloring with gray. And just looks like a figure from that era. You know, late 80s. Brighter colors, getting into the brighter color type stuff, but at that time I thought these guys were okay, because we still had some realistic type things going on in G.I. Joe, and this was just kind of adding to the science fiction with extreme violence, which was kind of cool, and I still appreciated that they had that in the line. And it says down here, the Heat Viper action figure's arsenal of weapons is impressive, and it's a challenge to find a complete one. And I'm thinking that it's because of the hose there and these little missiles, as to why they'd be harder to find complete. I just realized we didn't really look at the Alley Viper that well, so maybe I'll bring him over here and take a look at him. It's got a Cobra logo on the top there, on top of the helmet. His forehead there. You can flip it down. There it is, flipped down. It's got a Cobra logo on it as well. So now you've got 2 Cobra logos. It's got a combat knife, a hand grenade on the front, a bunch of pouches on his chest. Looks to be a bulletproof vest. Some kind of Kevlar to protect him on the front from knife fighting and ballistics. He's got a Cobra logo emblem on his arm. with some kind of armor. He's got another combat knife on his wrist. Black gloves. Combat boots. Pouch on his leg. Made in Hong Kong, stamped on his butt. And underneath there it should say 1989 Hasbro on his leg. I used to always check that when I was a kid. I would always look at that to see what year the guy was made. I had Heat Viper as well. I got him at the same Zellers store that I got this guy, around 1989 there. Like I said, one of the last guys that I got was him. The last one I did get was 1990 Salvo at that Zellers store. And that was the last G.I. Joe I got, but these guys were the ones just before that. This guy here I didn't have, but I wanted to have him, but I could never find him at the store. Because I remember looking at the back of these cards and thinking, this guy here looked cool too. And that is the Night Viper, a very popular figure now for adult collectors. This one's nice because it has the price tag on it, the old Simpsons price tag. And these guys, they just look great. The subdued coloring, and I just love the green Cobra logo and the dark green color they have. This card art is fantastic. Totally a tactical night ops type of trooper. And he came with some pretty great accessories. Night vision goggles were totally part of his rig. It's got a monocular and a visor attached on there. His gun can be hooked onto his leg there, by his thigh. There's a write-up here in Bellamo's book we can take a look at. It says Night Viper. Includes night vision goggles, monocular and visor, gun with night scope, and backpack. It says he's a popular troop builder. Here's his card, flipped around. It says codename Night Viper. Cobra Night Fighter. You can read that too if you want. You can pause it. Pretty nice file card, the way it's written. It's kind of funny. It has some funny stuff on it. But Larry always had some good, entertaining file cards, of course. Here's a better look at the figure. There is his visor and monocle for night vision. It's got the green Cobra logo there on his chest. The Night Viper patch, which I'll show you in a second. I have a big poster of that. Because when I was younger, I really liked that logo, and I thought that it really represented these guys. Almost like a Marines patch or a 75th Ranger patch or something like that. It made it just that much more believable. And Larry Hama was really good at that when he wrote the file cards and wrote the stories behind these guys. I like his combat knife on the front there with slings going across. He's got extra rounds on his arm. There's his backpack. Looks like a comms backpack. A gold belt. And there's his weapon, his rifle that goes on his leg. For the description of the gun, it just said gun back then. Gun with scope is what it really said on the packaging. So to this day, we kind of don't know what... there's some dynamite there on his leg. Yeah, just a great figure that so many people like. But yeah, Could be a shotgun, but I don't think they'd have a scope on a shotgun. That's kind of weird. So it's probably just like a 308 or maybe nowadays a 6.5 Creedmoor or a, you know, a larger round rifle, it looks like. And here's that poster I was talking about. It's just a big poster of the patch for them. And I just really like the colors and how it looks. And the last one we're going to look at, as far as these 1989 shock troopers go, is the Frag Viper. And I would have to admit that he is the strangest of the bunch. He's a Cobra grenade trooper, he's called. It's actually called Cobra grenade thrower. Yeah, back then I didn't really like him, and I thought his coloring was weird, and I thought his face looked like a bug or something. And kind of odd, but I did like the futuristic look. It reminds me of that game Contra. Well, all these guys do from '89, really. And back then I was playing that game Contra a lot. Just the whole idea about that military type approach with, you know, had a commando, predator, Rambo type vibe going on, mixed in with aliens, futurized types things. And yeah, just the weaponry with G.I. Joe and these Cobra guys in particular was kind of out of this world, just like the game Contra. So when I look back at that, I kind of tie it all together like it's some kind of weird sci-fi military thing in my head, and I like that. I really like that time. So as much as back then I didn't really like the Frag Viper, he fits into that family for sure as one of those shock troopers, because like I said, they're all kind of specialty guys. Like this guy's running around throwing grenades at everybody. These guys here are sneaking around and spying on you with night vision. These guys here are blowing the crap out of you with rocket launchers. These guys here are in the streets just being bad cops. Kind of an interesting bunch. And here he is in Bellamo's books as Cobra grenade thrower. Includes Sessa, gun, 3 grenades, 2 hoses, and backpack. As their main weapon, Frag Vipers carry manually hurling baskets or cestas. These are scoop-shaped wicker baskets used to catch and throw a ball in an intense basque sport of Jahale. Frag Vipers, however, don't fling hardened rubber balls. They throw grenades, as revealed in their mass-produced file card. So that's this thing here, and I remember seeing that when he's in the comics, thinking it's pretty wild, like he's just flinging grenades around. As shown here, Larry Hammer captures that cesta, it's called. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but there's a Frag Viper there, and he's getting ready to chuck some grenades. But yeah, these guys, they appear in a lot of the G.I. Joe comics, especially a lot of the newer Image ones with Larry, because they're more modern type troop builder than the old blue shirts. Larry still has the blue shirts in there, but he also intertwines these guys in there too, which makes it great for the comic, because you have a mishmash of anything from 82 to now in the book. There's a Frag Viper there in the background with a Night Viper and a Heat Viper there, as shown with his Fang bazooka standing beside Cobra Commander. In issue 94, the Night Viper and Alley Viper appear quite a bit. There's the first time you really get a good look at them. There's Night Viper on the right and the Alley Viper on the left there. And there they are there, guarding a hallway, helping the Baroness out. And there's some Alley Vipers there, crashing through some windows, trying to capture Snake Eyes. There's a night viper there. And night viper getting his face smashed in by a G.I. Joe. You can see his monocle there getting smashed. But yeah, these guys, these four troopers, they're forever in these books and always shown as fighting for Cobra Command. I thought for the next part of the video, we could talk a little bit about this issue here, the 321 Silent Interlude issue, released in October. And it's similar to the 1984 release by Larry Hama, the famous number 21, that has no lettering in it. The famous story about that one, of course, that you guys know about. But yeah, so Larry decided 300 issues later, as you can see here, 300 issues later, to come out with a wordless book in commemorative fashion. And but yeah, I really wanted to tell you about what I saw on the back of the book. Later on, I can do a review on this one, but I'm not going to today. It's a great book if you don't have it and you haven't read it yet. It's an excellent book. But what I saw on the back was this. When I was off a little bit there, I heard news that Hasbro was going to do a Cold Slither band and have a real life band come together and do Cold Slither tracks. Now, Cold Slither, of course, was on the cartoon. That's Zartan's band and the Dreadnoks from a famous cartoon episode that you guys know. And I thought I would include it in this video and just play some of the tunes if you haven't heard them yet. And I'm sure you guys have heard them all, but I just wanted to have it in a video. But there's the band there, and if you want to purchase the music, it's on Hasbro Pulse. And yeah, that just reminded me this morning when I was reading this book. And yeah, so let's put some tunes on for that now. pretty fun for sure. And my wife Melly, she got me the Zartan O-ring for Cold Slither, the lead singer of the metal band. And it's a reflection, so it's not Hasbro, but yeah, just pretty cool that she got me this. I don't collect the reflection, but she thought it would be a cool gift for me because she knows I would joke about the Cobra band, Cold Slither. And it's pretty cool that they came out with this one, because this was one of the ones that I thought they should do when they came out with the reflection. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was just kind of a quick video, just because I was playing Contra the other day, and I remember how much back then in the late 80s, like around 89, how much I liked those Cobra Troopers, as well as the Contra game itself. So I thought I'd do a video on it, and yeah, it's kind of short, but whatever. Again, I've done reviews on a few of those guys already, so if you want more of a more in-depth review on those figures, you can go back and look up some of my older stuff, and maybe you'll find those videos. So anyway, Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully it gets better this year coming up for a lot of people, and maybe a lot of health comes to a lot of people, and health that they need, and goodwill, and all that good stuff. So okay, until the next one, Yo Joe.